Hello and welcome to my Zibo Mod installation tutorial. I decided to make this video because I still see a great amount of confusion in the community regarding the installation and maintenance of this mod. Whether you are new and going to try this installation for the first time, or if you have tried and failed, or even if you have given up, I would like to encourage you to follow me in this tutorial. Installing and updating the Zibo mod is actually very easy once you understand how to do it. I'm going to show you step by step how to find the important core downloads as well as a few additional add-ons that will greatly enhance your experience and enjoyment of the Zibo mod. You will find the links to all the downloads mentioned in this video in the note section below this video. Step 1 will be to navigate to the Zibo page on explain.org, as you can see here. This is where you have to start. All the relevant information for getting started, updating and maintaining the aircraft is right here on page 1. At the time of making this video, it is important to note that the mod is tested to work on Explain 11.11 R2. This simply means that it will work as advertised if you have Explain 11.11 R2. Please make sure that your Explain is on the same version. It is actually very important. I have actually seen quite a few people complain that the mod does not work. And then I find afterwards that they either did not know or did not understand that this point is actually very important. Explain needs to be on the recommended version for the mod to work properly. You also need to understand that this mod is currently in constant development, and an update is published as often as every second day now. It is your choice if you want to update the mod with every update, or if you want to find a version that is stable and then skip a few updates before you update again. If you scroll down, you will find the full version update history is also provided here on page 1, as can be seen over here. The current latest version is version 3.32 V for Victor. The changelog is what is provided underneath the version name. Another important note to take is that this page also serves as the official support page for the mod. There are currently 848 pages that you may browse through, but I will leave that up to you to do in your own time. As we continue to scroll down, you will eventually find the links to the source files. But the very first link that we get is the donation link. And I highly recommend that you make a donation to this course. It is absolutely worthwhile. The second link is the Google Drive folder link that will take you directly to the Zibo Mod source files. When I click on the link, I am presented with this screen. This is where all the source files are kept. To understand what we need to do now, we have to refer back to the Zibo Mod page and check the instructions. Unfortunately, the following two lines have probably created more confusion than any other two lines ever in the history of flight simulation. It is in fact probably the reason why you are watching this video. It is not mentioned anywhere, but it actually presents you with two options for installing the mod. Line 1 is option 1 and line 2 is option 2. Unfortunately for us, for many of us, line 2 and option 2 is also the option that most YouTubers chose to teach us all how to install the default Explain 737-800 and modify it to become the Zibo model. I have found that option 1 is by far the easiest method of getting the Zibo mod, and this is the option that I recommend that you use until you really understand what you have to do with the default Boeing 737-800. For me, this was the whole mystery of the installation, and even after using the mod for many months, you will see that I went back to query the instructions on the forum just to get peace of mind for myself. In step 2, we will now navigate to the Google Drive by following the provided link. Just to make it clear and to avoid more confusion, I recommend that you change the view as follows. To follow the first option which I've mentioned, which is also my recommended option, you need to identify the files and find the Boeing 737-800X folder. This is the complete aircraft including the Zibo mod. You don't need to do anything else right now. This is it. Find the file, highlight it, then right click on it and start the download process. Once the zip process is complete, you need to specify where to download the file. To keep it simple, I'm going to put it on my desktop. You may download it to any destination folder as long as you can remember where it is and find it later. Step 3 will be to navigate to the downloaded Zibo file and open it with a double click. Step 4 will be to navigate to your X-Plane installation folder and simply open the aircraft folder. Once the aircraft folder is open, all you need to do is extract the Zibo mod into the aircraft folder. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. As easy as that. And now you have a full function Zibo mod aircraft that you can go and fly immediately. Obviously the F mod and other add-ons have not been added yet, but there is no reason for this aircraft to not function as advertised right now. And here we have it. That is your Boeing 737-800X. The X will tell you that that is the Zibo mod. If we go to customize, you will see that all the liveries are there. They are all working, no need to build icons. Everything is there and it simply works as advertised. Let me start the flight and show you. And there we have it, fully functional Zibo mod version 3.23W for whiskey. A perfectly working Zibo mod aircraft out of the box by simply extracting the correct folder into the correct folder. I hope you guys are going to like this aircraft as much as I do, and that you're going to enjoy it as much as I do.
On runway 06.
The next steps will obviously now involve installing the F mod and the RAS that you've just heard, plus all the other nice to haves. I'm not sure how many of you actually noticed this, but on page 1, the latest release notes told us that we are on release 3.32V for Victor, and when we downloaded the latest update from the Zibo folder in the previous section of the video, we actually were pleasantly surprised because another update was released in the time of making this video, and we are now at W for whiskey. That just shows you how fast the development is on this aircraft. Anyway, to continue, we're going to scroll down to the rest of the links again. The next step for me is always to install the Fmod by AudioBird, and we can do that by simply following the link. As you can see, it now brings us to the AudioBird forum, and we can start the download by simply clicking over here and then downloading the file. I suggest that you also download this file and put it onto your desktop, just to make it easier to navigate during the installation, and then you can save it in a specific or better place afterwards. So after the AudioBird Fmod has downloaded, we can simply open it, double click again, and find the Fmod folder in the zip file. We then open the Zibo Mod folder, the 737-800X folder, and we extract straight into that folder. And that's the Fmod. As easy as that. We do not have to change anything. When we start up Explain right now, the Fmod should be working fine. The next step in the download order from page 1 of the Zibo page on the forum will be to grab the terrain radar. You can follow the link and it will simply take you over here. Please make sure that you download the latest model and not an older model. The same story applies. I suggest you put it on the desktop, which will just make it easier to install. After downloading the terrain radar, the next step would be to simply open the zip file. You'll see there is a terrain radar folder. That folder simply needs to go into your Explain Resources Plugins folder. And that is it. The terrain radar will now be functional and usable in the Zibo Mod. The last link that is provided in the Zibo page 1 of the forum is to the RG mod. The RG mod is a 3D and texture pack replacement. If you follow the link, it will bring you to the Russian site, which I just quickly translated so that we can read it in English. Part of the reason why I do not recommend or use it, firstly, is it has now become donationware, and you actually have to pay €10 or above to get the mod. The second reason I do not use it is because I found this texture pack that is available for free and also makes the Zibo, well, at least the cockpit, look much nicer than the default one. You can download this file, put it onto your desktop as before, and then we can do the installation from there. To install the free texture mod pack, all we need to do is open the zip file and find the objects folder. The installation is as easy as this. You have to navigate to the Zibo aircraft folder. Once you are inside there, all you do is extract and replace all the files that is given to you, and that will do the job. It's finished. Now you have a different looking Zibo mod. My final reason for not using the RG mod is the Boeing 737 Ultimate mod that we are expecting to be released very soon. Depending on when you watch this video, it might already be released, in which case it's highly recommended that you download and install it. As you can see, it changes the Zibo mod even further, and it's all for our enjoyment. The last addition to round the Zibo mod off very nicely that I would like to recommend is XRAS. XRAS will just bring that extra element of realism to your simulation. The installation of it is also straightforward. All you do is just download the file to the desktop again, open the folder. You will find the XRAS folder with its subfolders inside. Then you have to navigate in your Explain 11 folder. You go to Resources and we look for plugins. And all we do is drag and drop. As you can see, I already have it, so I'm just going to replace it. If you don't have it, you will not see the warning. If you have an older version of XRAS, please remove it. You do not want two different versions of RAS trying to work together and creating a problem for you. So just make sure about that point. So we have now seen that during the course of this video that an update was released. And that brings us to the question, how do we update the Zibo mod? Currently, every day, second day or third day at most, a update is released. The best way and the only way to find it is to go back to the Zibo Google folder and then to find the update files. The update files will always have a number and a letter designating who they are, what they are. What we are looking at right now are updated files. If you look at the size, they are only 30 megabyte in size, opposed to the actual base file which we downloaded earlier, which was 358 megabyte. That in itself should give you a clue that these ones are the updates, because it will simply be the files that have been updated. To identify the correct one, we're going to look at the version number as well as the alphabetical letter at the end. The latest one is the latest mod. As simple as that. In our situation here, we have the W2 as the latest one. As far as I can imagine, the number 2 at the end just means that there was a W and then the W got updated itself. So this will be the latest one. V and U are simply left there to revert back to in case the latest one is going to give you a problem or not. If you want, you can then simply right click and download, put it on your desktop, and then we run the same procedure as earlier. We're going to navigate to the Explain 11 folder, then Aircraft, and then the Zibo Mod folder. We're going to open the update. We're going to highlight all of them with Control A, and then we're simply going to copy them across, extract them rather, and replace. It would have made no difference to us, because when we did the big download earlier, we got the complete system. But this is how you update the Zibo mod. Simply get the latest updated file of approximately 30 megabytes, open it and extract it, overwriting the old Zibo folder from yesterday or the day before. And that's it. As easy as that. In order for us to complete the final bits of the update, and if you feel that it is necessary for your own use and sanity, I would suggest just extracting the texture mod back into the Zibo folder again, just to make sure that everything is in line with that texture pack, as I have noticed that the Zibo updates do actually overwrite some of the object textures. Again, all we do is we open the texture mod and extract the objects into the Zibo folder, overwriting the objects again. Once this is done, you can close all the folders, close all the zip files, and go and fly. Enjoy. I hope you liked the video and that you found it useful, and I thank you for watching.